What's going on, gamers? What an interesting report we got going on here. Oh man. Oh yeah. Ponies, you're gonna have to relax on this one. Sony omits mention of game revenue beyond console as a strategic indicator from its report. Now, we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to talk about here. Definitely Helldivers too, because we know this is the reason why. What have we talked about before, y'all? How you're about to get tested and how you need to pass, and that I said that you passed. We saw some of those reports come in. Maybe it may not be 100% accurate, but it was an indicator that it is a success. It's doing well. Concurrence was spiking up. And then here comes this article right here. Sony omits mention of game revenue beyond console. They want to now focus on that because that's been doing well. So now they're going outside of their console, more to PC and more to probably bringing more games to Xbox, possibly. Why not, right? I mean, I can pretty much say that this is another indicator. Ponies, sit down. And we've been talking about this for a while. So we're ready to get into this. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go. Okay, so clicking on this, it will take you to Twisted Voxel. Here is where all this is happening at. Don't worry, we're going to get to all the good stuff down here. Sony Group has omitted mention of game revenue beyond console as a strategically emphasized indicator from its corporate report this year. In its corporate report for the year 2025, Sony Group has altered the framing of priorities for its game and network business. Game revenue beyond console. Guys, just this right here. You know, when you see stuff like this, what is this telling you? Like when you see people trying to dance around it, I swear if Reforce tries to dance around this or anybody, yeah, you're getting clipped and you're getting salt farmed. Because they're telling you right now they were looking for money outside of the console. That's literally right in front of your face. After the success of Helldivers 2, Troopers, I told you, you better buy the damn game. Of course y'all did. It's doing well. So game revenue beyond console was previously listed as one of Sony Interactive Entertainment's strategically emphasized indicators. Let's go ahead and let me just get off the thing so we can just read this. Indicating the company's intent to grow its footprint on platforms. On what, guys? Grow on platforms outside of the PlayStation console ecosystem. Now, when we were talking about that live service operation and people were sitting over there trying to argue against it, and we were sitting there trying to tell you, look, man, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to tell you what's happening or what's coming, but what I will tell you is that something is on the way, and that if Helldivers 2 is success, you can damn near bet your behind that this is going to happen. You know what I mean? And here we go again with game revenue beyond console, platforms outside of the console ecosystem they're looking for growth. Primarily PC and mobile, they said, right? This year, however, the metric, I bet people are like, yeah, that's why it says PC and mobile, but hold on. This year, however, the metric has been omitted, right? Value creation in each business, game and network services. PlayStation remains the best place to play with innovative products. Let me zoom in again for you guys. Remains the best place to play with innovative products. Why did it do that? Hold on, here we go. With innovative products and premium services that create a lifetime of value and engagement for players and creators globally. You know, they're trying to talk about also live service, because remember premium games were selling at $39.99 and stuff? They're trying to make PlayStation a place for live service, and this means massive expansion into PC and mobile initially, but then we seen how Helldivers is doing on Xbox, so we know they included that in the live service operation report. We saw that Xbox and PC and PC and Xbox. That's not an argument, that's what we saw. And then going over to hosts, PlayStation Studios' global network of creative teams has built world-class franchises and beloved characters to connect with and delight players in games and other media on console and beyond. He says it again right here. So Herman Host was the one who was pushing for this. It says right here, console and beyond. Not just PC. Increasing, here it is, understanding the business environment. This is what they wanted, and we're going to get to the strategic key points. We're going to look at all this. Increasing demand for diverse, engaging, and innovative games. Growing importance of social gaming and creative communities. So we know when it talks about social and communities, we're talking about live service and stuff like that. and just other things too, like maybe fighting tournaments. Evolution of data analytics, leverage, and reliability. That's good. Shifting monetization and business models. Live service. Enhancement of software capabilities and accessibility functions. And then if we go over to the strategic key points, it says platform business, continued expansion of user base and multi-device ecosystem. Right up here, guys. It's right there in front of you. Continued expansion of user base. So that means something that's already alive, like a live service game in the base, and multi-device ecosystem. Robust player engagement and value creation. Consistent revenue generation from diverse content. All those games in a live service. Compelling service offerings and preferables. Service. See? Service revenue. Studio business coming from this right here. Advancing position as creative leaders in single player experiences. So now we know they're going to be trying to bring their single player games outside of that, which they've been doing on PC. Broadening business model and studio capabilities through diversification of live service offerings. Tell you right here, single player and live service is right here. Evolving IP franchises and portfolio strength by unlocking areas of growth beyond gaming while balancing profitability. Strategically emphasizing indicators, PS5 hardware units sold globally, PlayStation monthly active users, and total gameplay hours. Areas of focus for sustainability, improving supply chain management, energy efficiency of our products and services, and reducing plastic consumption in hardware packaging. Addressing player risk through online safety enhancements and moderation. Cultivating inclusivity with Sony Interactive Entertainment and within the game community through accessible functions in hardware and game development. So all this is pointing to what Sony's want to pushing now, but going way more massive and expansive and making sure they reach all audiences, including Nintendo eventually. And going down here, we see their biggest indicators here are highlighted. Obviously, hardware is very important with add-on content and digital. Those are the investment in important areas for revenue growth. So now, continue down, it says right here, instead, non-console efforts have been folded into the broader platform business strategy under the goal of continued expansion of user base and multi-device ecosystem. The language suggests that Sony still sees value in reaching players beyond PlayStation hardware, but the decision to no longer track game revenue beyond console as a strategically emphasized indicator raises questions about how aggressively the company intends to pursue the growth. On one hand, the omission might indicate a softening of focus on PC and mobile revenues as a distinct growth driver, while ports like Helldivers 2 have seen success on PC and Xbox now, performance has varied, and some first-party releases have failed to make a major impact compared to console sales. Sony Group may now view these initiatives as supplementary rather than central to a strategy. We know what they're doing with the live service operation here. On the other hand, this change could simply be a matter of presentation rather than a pivot in strategy. No, we know what they're doing. By focusing on PlayStation 5 hardware sales, monthly active users, and total gameplay hours as its key indicators, Sony is essentially highlighting its core platform health rather than revenue streams by platform. Non-console contributions are still part of the company's growth plans, but may now be considered just one element of a larger engagement-driven ecosystem. Yeah, because if you're talking about a Sony IP, hardware sales is PlayStation. Monthly active users is going to come from live service outside of PlayStation on PC and Xbox and Nintendo. And that's also total gameplay hours from all of them. So you see all that bundled up there. You know what I'm saying? And that's a larger engagement ecosystem. One process. Given Sony Interactive Entertainment's stated commitment to a multi-device ecosystem and its ongoing investment in PC ports, live service titles, and transmedia projects, this omission doesn't necessarily indicate a change in trajectory. Rather, it may reflect the company's confidence that console-first engagement remains the most reliable driver of long-term growth, obviously, even as it continues to expand its IPs beyond its hardware and even gaming. Yeah, of course. We're talking about TV shows and all that sorts of stuff. Ponies, sit down. Don't worry, we don't have to get on the camera for that. But here we have it again. This is more about Sony telling you beyond the console. Multi-device, live service, robust player engagement, value creation around that, and continued expansion of user base, right? So we have all this going on. We know since the success of Helldivers 2 on Xbox, you can expect something else around the corner. Do we know what it is? Besides the obvious live service? No, but we know something is coming. So let me know what you guys really think about this. This clarifies more things that we've been pushing here. We got some good news coming out here today. You know what I mean? And I have to do it on the camera. I'll just do it. Ponies, you sit down. PlayStation gamers, stay being cool, knowing that you want your games to improve and more developers to be supported so that they can make more games for all platforms and support future existing games and have bigger communities. We're all winning when that happens. So let me know what you guys think about this, all right? Like, comment, subscribe. Later.